this is Ashley.
And Cindy.
And this is Life for Dummies.
Because we're real dumb.
Welcome to our channel.
Welcome to the show.
What are we talking about today, Cindy?
I thought we should talk about resentments again.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, because, a lot of the world, I think, lives their lives built on resentments. Resentment against self and resentment against others.
Yeah, tell me about why a lot of the world does that.
Well, because, I know that when I was doing it, it was because I had unrealistic expectations of others and myself. So every time someone let me down or every time I let myself down, a resentment would be formed.
Wow, even resentments against yourself? I don't get it.
Oh, yeah. Like if I did not, so if I had this very intense job, and if I did not get everything done perfectly just the way I thought it, then I would be mad at myself. And then I would tell myself, you're no good. You shouldn't even be here. They're going to see through this. They're going to fire you. And I would just beat myself up with my words. And I just had this resentment against myself that I was never going to be good enough.
Oh, so that's a resentment?
I mean, it was for me. I resented myself because I never held up to my own expectations I had, which were so unrealistic.
That's interesting because I always classified it as self-hatred, but, that puts it in a whole different category if it's a resentment, and it puts it in a category of, whoa, this is scary.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is resentments are something that will lead us back to our old way of life and picking up our drug of choice again.
Yeah, but also, so when I have a resentment, I can, if I'm willing to work through it, right? I can get to the other side of it and not let it have a hold on me. So there is something that's good about it too. Like if I just have self-hatred, it just sounds like I'm going to hate myself forever. But if I'm working on this resentment I hold towards myself, if I am working on it and trying to change how I view myself, then eventually that resentment will be gone.
I love it. Yeah, so I guess it's two sides of the coin, it could lead to our dismay.
Mm-hmm.
But it could lead to something joyous and happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you do with it, right? At the end of the day, it's what you do with it that matters. So if I am constantly telling myself I'm no good, I am not capable, I am not good enough, I am this, I am that, I'm not enough. If I'm constantly doing that, then I am never going to break free from that bondage. But if I am kind and caring and loving to myself and I start focusing on all the good things about me and all the things I have accomplished and achieved and the things I am constantly doing that are good, then all that stuff kind of goes away eventually.
So if I don't know how to love myself yet or get myself there, what do you suggest to our listeners?
So the one thing that was suggested to me, which was really actually hard for me, was to write down 3 things that I liked about myself in the beginning. And that was actually, I had trouble coming up with 3, to be honest. I just couldn't think of anything good about me. And it took me a while to come up with 3 things. But once I came up with those 3 things, I was like, you know what? You're not that bad. You're not that terrible. You might be okay. And it gave me a little bit of hope. And that's what I suggest that our listeners do. What are 3 things you like about yourself? And if you can't think of 3 off the top of your head, there's got to be 1. Just write down 1 and start working on that list. And start looking at all the things you are good at, not the things you think you're terrible at or that you don't deem worthy. Start looking at the good in you.
That's really special. It's called flipping the script, right? Inside of my head, switching from the negative to the positive. When I was stuck in that negative, I didn't realize I had a choice. But really, it is a choice. I can wake up and choose to think differently today. And I do like what you say a lot, where it's like you're doing into right thinking or
acting your way. You can't think your way into a new way of thinking. You have to act your way into a new way of thinking.
And that's why we suggest principles to do, like writing down 1 to 3 things that are good about you. That's an action, and that will change your thinking.
Yeah, and this way of life, it takes action, right? This is an action way of life. I have to do something every single day in order to maintain my new perspective, my new outlook. And if I want to be happy, joyous, and free, it takes action on a daily basis. I have to make sure that I'm living my life in a state of gratitude. I have to make sure that I am surrounding myself by like-minded people who are doing the same so I don't fall back into old ways of thinking and behaviors. It's just the way it works.
And that's why we want you to hang out with us, because we are thinking a certain way. We want to pull you into the crowd to think like us so that you can start reaping the same results of freedom and happiness and peace.
Yeah, I mean, like we talk about it, if you change your perspective, you can change your whole entire life. We have both done it. That's what we've done. We stopped looking at the negative. We started looking at the positive. We stopped viewing ourselves in a certain way and we started viewing ourselves in another way. We just kept doing it until. And you can too.
Make sure to join our membership and subscribe to our channel. Keep listening and watching. More content's coming for you.
We love you guys.